Hello, everybody.
Hey there.
It is
Friday. Oh,
Yeah,
and episode
Friday.
21, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Level Up Podcast.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good way to end off the week.
Mm-hmm. So this week's topic
Mm-hmm.
is parasocial relationships, why they matter more than ever today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? There's a backstory to this.
Okay. I knew you were going to bring it up.
Yeah, well, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it was earlier on this week. One of the actual institutions that we follow online through our Instagram account is Cambridge University out of England. And so I guess one of the pundits basically did a post, and they basically just talked about the rise and the sort of, you know, I guess I had no idea it's a hot topic. These parasocial relationships are sort of getting pretty big. And she said one thing that sort of took me aback, and the way I thought it was a bit harsh. And her comment was basically, "How's it feel having relationships with people you'll probably never meet?" And I thought, well, how do you know that?
True.
There's no, unless you're clairvoyant, there's no way in today's world.
Yeah.
Through digital medium, you can meet everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the how you navigate that relationship. First of all, I think it's personal. I really don't think that I would never, like, you're online, you got people you connect with online. I would never pretend or assume to be able to discern what sort of relationship you have with any of these people, or the level of might venture to say intimacy or connection. That's entirely up to the individuals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on in your phone exchange, your app exchanges, etc.
But I think like people used to, years ago when people went off to war, soldiers used to write letters.
Yeah.
And they would receive letters from their loved ones overseas. And these letters were a lifeline. They were everything, right? And so, a lot of times a lot of people are suffering. It's interesting because they talked about parasocial relationships from their posts, and then the day after they talked about male suicide. And I just thought, oh my God, this is that's disturbing. Where are we going with this? But the fact of the matter is that to someone who is looking for connection, perhaps that's one of the only ways they could find it in today's digital world. Yeah,
maybe that's the way. Yeah, that you can connect with people.
I know so many people who that is the way, and so I think it's important, right? I sort of commented on their posts, and I said, well, as long as you're respectful to the person you're exchanging with. But I've had many connections of, there's people online, this, that I've been sort of, back and forth with for years, 10, 15 years, right? And because our platform, like, we don't have a lot of followers or anything, but the activity is huge, it's like, it's quite large. And so if I see someone I like or I want to support them, I'll just share their content because I think it's cool, or I want to support them. But that does by no means does that make it a relationship. For me personally, I think you have relationships with people that I'll give you an example. And I love Mike Tyson. I love his shtick. I've always liked Mike Tyson, right? So my relationship with Mike Tyson, though, is I've always shared his stuff and I've liked his stuff, but I always make sure that my emojiing Mike is totally appropriate because I wouldn't want Mike mad at me. So,
oh no!
You know what I mean?
Nobody does.
No, so in the past, like, I always see his stuff. I love Mike Tyson's stuff, right? But I'd go and I'd be like, and I'd stop and I go, would Mike take that the wrong way? And to me, that's my relationship with Mike. I love his stuff, but I don't want to offend him, right? So anyway, I digress. Let's go back. So in my absolute opinion, I think it's essential that you make connections. That's what the internet's for, and that's what social media is all about. Anyway.
Okay. So I'm sure everybody knows, but maybe just a quick recap about what the parasocial relationship is.
Yeah.
It's a growing phenomenon where people form one-sided emotional connections with somebody they follow, a creator, a celebrity, an influencer, a podcaster, or even somebody they've never met. So in this world where social media dominates our attention, these relationships are more common and more powerful than ever before. So here's the twist. They're not necessarily bad. Obviously, a lot of good comes from those relationships as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, excuse me, in today's digital world, they might be necessary, healthy, and even beneficial, just like what Huey had already mentioned, if we understand them correctly. So today we just want to break down the real definition, why they matter, and ask 7 questions to help you understand how these relationships shape your mental health, decisions, and confidence and worldview.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. Okay. Technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll just have to wait. So the first question is, who are the people you feel connected to online, even though you don't actually know them? So once again, I just want to preface that Huey and I do not read any of these questions ahead of the podcast, so sometimes they don't make sense.
Yeah.
To us, anyway. Maybe they do to others.
Yeah.
So
again, technically, I don't, like, if I haven't met someone, technically, I don't know them.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
But yet I engage people's accounts all the time. It's what you do. It's if you see something you like, you put a like, and me, I'm an emoji guy, so I emoji the hell out of it if I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not, you can't, once again, I think the term, it suggests that there is a relationship where I don't know. I can't see people sitting there thinking that they're in a relationship when they're not. Like, you're basically reacting to somebody else's, account.
Yeah.
And then there are shysters on there who'll basically engage you and do all kinds of stupid things. But that's nothing to do with you. If you're a genuine person, right, and you're basically just, doing your little thing and engaging people and liking. And then
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
As long as you're respectful towards
As long as you're respectful. Yeah, and even if the person is not,
brand.
if they're not, there's all kinds of different personalities on there. I don't think hopefully you're not going there looking for any type of, deep emotional connection. That comes after meeting.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So what emotional needs do these connections fulfill people?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
maybe community.
No, I don't think so, because I mean,
kind of a stretch.
I think to a large extent, it's like, there was this actress, I can't remember her name, Mina something, and she was on the Drew Barrymore show, and she was so authentic. And yesterday was a post. It was just beautiful. It was like. And to me, I saw it and I was like, that was real. And you wanted to reach out and give her a hug. That's genuine emotion. Like, when you see someone like that, and she was obviously in pain. Yeah. She was describing it to Drew, right? How could you not feel like we're not stones?
No.
If we see someone.
If you didn't feel anything. If you
didn't feel anything, there's something wrong with you.
Or you've turned yourself off to emotion totally.
But you see it all the time. I mean, the thing is that one of the things I heard on that post is that a lot of people turn to Billie Eilish, and Billie Eilish speaks to so many people through her music.
Mm-hmm.
So she touches people.
Yep.
I mean, you always hear of these, people, these fans who basically, you saved me from, committing suicide, or you did this, or you did that, or you're the soundtrack to my life. And that's real emotion. That's real connection. Mm-hmm. So what are you supposed to do with that? Just basically because they're a celebrity. And then again, I think the people who have a problem with celebrity relationships generally have an unhealthy relationship with celebrities, because they are just people in a different job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're going to vote for someone in office, aren't you going to care about their politics? You have to have a level of care.
Yeah.
Why are you going to vote for someone who you don't care what they represent? The same as if you have no emotional feeling for someone, why are you going to like their stuff? A like costs something. A like costs an emotional, act. It's not based on nothing. So I think it's impossible to basically separate the personal from the... Otherwise, you'll basically just have a bunch of random people liking random things with little or no emotional connection. And that's not connectivity.
No.
So the whole thing didn't make any sense. So I figured we should address it. Next question.
Okay, so question 3. Do these relationships motivate you or distract you from your own life?
No.
No, I think it's just
it's entertainment.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's entertainment. Do you remember Philly Karen? Do you remember Philly Karen who stole the baseball? Yeah. Right? And then before that, then there was another gentleman who basically took a baseball as well from a kid. And, you had a huge... The internet just went nuts. And then the Coldplay incident. Right? These are people who are basically calling people out for bad behavior.
Yeah, you never would have saw that before.
You never would have saw that before.
You wouldn't get access.
Wouldn't get access. That would have been an unrecorded incident. But now the internet and connectivity allows us to say, "Hey, that's not okay. Right. Yeah, that's not okay." And so I think, if you want to turn that off as well. People were emotionally vested in all 3 of those instances. So I think it's important. I think basically some people go a bit too far, but,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, question 4. How much influence do these people have on your own decisions, beliefs, or daily habits?
Well, you see, that's the thing as well. And there was another point. I mean, I just to draw on, why I felt the need to actually do this is that I would not say another one of my favorite online personalities and celebrities is Leonardo DiCaprio. I love his acting. To me, he's my favorite actor. I love what he stands for. I love his whole
his whole shtick.
Oh, his whole shtick. The guy is he's awesome. Love Leo, right? But Leo and I don't run in the same circles. Okay. Yeah, we don't know. Leo and I, we just do not have the same financial capabilities. He's got way more than I have right now. So it's a meeting. It wouldn't wouldn't serve.
It wouldn't happen, or it wouldn't serve anyway. Even if you did get to meet him, because all you could say is, "Oh, so nice to meet you."
It'd be hi Leo, bye Leo.
He's like, "Okay, I'm going on my private jet off to wherever."
Yeah, no. The thing is that you want to meet people who are in the same social class as you, who do more or less the same things that you can basically establish. Why would I want to meet Oprah? I don't, sure, if I was someplace and she was performing, or if it was a situation where, she just happened to be available, maybe in a room or something we went to, and, Oprah was there, and I mean, that's not far-fetched. Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, Oprah, love your work." But, so, yeah, I don't sit there and think, well, I don't, you and I are kind of celebrities in our own right, so, when we think about it, it's just, to us, they're people.
Yeah.
But I think to a lot of people, they see them as being way out of their social realm of possibilities. So I think if you think that they're such a big deal, it's probably because you have really a difficult relationship with celebrities. They're just people.
They get up every morning. They dress the same way.
They go to work. They have problems. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway,
just regular day-to-day problems, just slightly
just
different.
Like everybody else. Yeah.
Okay, so are the people you follow helping you level up or keeping you stuck?
Yeah, no, we're leveled up pretty high, so no one's helping us level up.
And I mean, I only look at things on Instagram and stuff like that I find inspiring.
Well, once
again, could it be art, or could it be anything?
Yeah, but to me, once again, celebrities are just people who are doing really cool, awesome things. And every celebrity was at one point a follower, right?
True.
You didn't just pop out and all of a sudden I'm a star. a lot of them work their ways to get to where they are, so they're the ones that did the work, so they deserve the accolade. But I don't think they're any different than us. Like,
No.
A lot of people, it's not for them,
No, I agree. So question 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a healthy balance between online inspiration and real world relationships?
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I don't think they're one and the same.
No.
It's. I think online. Look, if somebody goes online, they're putting on their online persona.
Correct.
Personal
brand
you're
filtering. That they want to
filtering.
put out.
You're filtering.
Everybody puts, I'm doing so wonderful on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then if you talk to them outside of that, they tell you some of the other things that are going on in their life.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, you don't want to put your whole life out on social media either.
Yeah, but I strongly doubt if you met somebody that I follow their profile and they're amazing and I love it. I don't think if you met them it would be the same thing. You just meet a normal person in their normal, skin and doing normal things. Not like every time we do a post, there's a certain amount of like I make sure my hair is okay and I'm performing for the camera. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm posing for the photo, right? So I think it's nonsense to think that basically what you see online is. I think really if that's what you believe, then that's when the problem comes in. But until you meet someone in real life and you...
Yeah, well, it's not a relationship.
Well, but it also depends on your expectations. If you are expecting to have an emotional connection with an absolute stranger, I think there's a problem there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's... probably won't work out in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so question 7.
Mm-hmm.
If you could meet one of your parasocial influences in real life, what would you want to ask them and why that question?
Who would I want to meet in real life? Actually, you know what? I think my favorite person online is Emily Ratajkowski. Because she's awesome. She's incredibly bright.
Yes.
And she's just so real. And she's like my female Leo. I love everything about her. I think, and I've been following her for years now, and liking her stuff. Sometimes I like her stuff too much. I give her heart emojis and stuff, but Emily deserves it. She's amazing. Yeah. How about you? Who would be your...
Nothing's coming to mind right now.
No?
So no, I can't think of... No.
Nobody you stalk online?
No, I don't do any of that. I don't spend that much time on there.
no fan. Yeah, you're always working. Your head's always in the computer.
I only briefly skim through social media.
But there's got to be one celebrity that you think is not one?
No.
Wow.
Not today.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's not a requirement. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Okay, so... Parasocial relationships are not a flaw of modern life. They're a feature about how humans connect in a digital age. So the key isn't to avoid them, but the key is to understand them, manage them, and then use them intentionally. Your mind is shaped by the voices you let in, even the ones you don't meet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, in closing, I think basically, unless you're, not 100% stable, you have an idea of what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, come on. So, yeah, I don't think people are sitting there running around thinking, oh my God, I'm in love with this person. I think basically if you're in an exchange with somebody online, it's probably going to be based on a mutual interest. And once that's gone, then, But the key is do not take advantage of those situations. Own them. And if you see somebody who's basically, behaving inappropriately on either side of the spectrum, you just say, hey, I think it's it's important. I think it's incumbent on everybody to basically, it's just like in real life. If you have that one friend who's into you, but you're not into them, you have a little conversation as to not hurt them or embarrass anybody. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. I think basically, if you're, a responsible, mature adult, you could basically, regulate any type of interaction you have, be it online or in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very true.
Okay.
So thanks for tuning in to the Level Up Podcast,
Yay.
episode 21.
21.
So if this episode opened your eyes or made you rethink your relationships with social media, maybe share it with a friend.
Share, like.
Or like it, send a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
Okay. Till next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.